Okay, so we are back. Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, Sad.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Are you ready? Shall we go ahead? So we were doing the evolution evidences. So what are the evolution evidences? What do you mean by the evidences, first of all? That there are the various proofs for whatever we have available theory, and these are the proofs to support those theories. That is known as the evidences. So what are the different types of evidences? Number one is the morphological evidence, which we did the other day, and anatomical evidence, which we did. Okay, now among the anatomical evidences, we have just written the notes about anatomical evidence. What does it mean? If you can see the structure of the bones and their bony joints is similar, but from outside, or the function of that particular organ is different. How you can say that? You can say that because of the function. Like for example, the hand of the human being is used for a different function, and the flipper of the whale is used for a different function. Okay, then further we go to the next one, that is the third one, that is the vestigial organ. What do you mean by the vestigial organ? We have already done that in our first part of the chapter in heredity. There was a question asked, you remember, about the what were the vestigial organs we discussed? Can you mention them? Number one, appendix,
Appendix,
and
wisdom
wisdom
teeth,
tooth. Yeah, so these are the examples of the vestigial organs. So what do you mean by the vestigial organs? These are the organs which have been used by our ancestors, and they surely had some function that time. But now there is no function, and it does not have a prime importance in the structure or the functioning of the body. So they are degenerated and underdeveloped. So unless these organisms actually use those for a particular example, the wisdom teeth, which were used by the ancestors when they were eating the raw or very harsh or coarse food like roots and all, that time the use of wisdom teeth was done. But now nobody eats that, so now it is a uh, degenerated or not used organ. Okay, so you can write about the vestigial organs. Define vestigial organ. Degenerated, degenerated, and useless organs degenerated and useless organs of organisms are called as vestigial organs. Example, appendix. Example, appendix is useless in human beings, but useful for but useful for ruminants. Ruminants, ruminants.
RUMI.
RUMINANTS.
Okay.
Second example is muscles of ear pinna. Muscles of ear pinna. This is double N. Muscles of ear pinna. I'm not write this way also, it's fine. Pinna is plural. Which are useful to human. Which are useful to human. Sorry, useless to human. Are useful in monkeys. Are useful in monkeys. That point is correct, and it is in the textbook as well. The ear muscles, muscles of the ear pinna, which are useful to human, useless to human, are useful in monkeys for movement of ear pinna. You can see on page number 5 of your textbook. If you have you got the textbook? You can see on page number 5 in vestigial organs in the second paragraph and in the third line. This example has been mentioned. Okay. Why the monkeys use it? They move their ear. If you may have noticed, they move their ear, which normally human beings don't do, and hence the ear pinna is of no use. Muscles of the ear is not used. Okay, shall we go ahead?
Yes.
Okay. Fourth point is paleontological evidences. Paleontological evidences. Now, what do you mean by the paleontological? It will be mostly concerned with fossils. I think one more student is late. No problem. Okay. Fossils are collected from different levels of depth underground. Deepest layers here have fossil और उसके अंदर क्या होता है? There are the different invertebrates and vertebrates जो भी है. So if you see na the picture that is of the on the page appears. I don't have it on the slide now. Right now, I will find it and show you again. So you may see it. Mm, yeah, on page number 6, 1.8. If you
Yeah.
have the textbook, otherwise no issues. I will find out the picture and put it on the screen for you. So ये ऐसा होता है ना कि जो सब में नीचे है, they are the invertebrates, then the pisces, that is the fishes, then the amphibia, reptiles, and then the mammals. So by that you can find out the sequence in which they have been coming on this earth. Okay, so paleontological evidences means the fossils which are collected from deep levels of the depth underground. These deepest levels can be underground or by maybe underwater. Okay, and how do they find out कि वो earth पे कब आए हैं? By carbon dating. That is a method which is used to find out how old these fossils are. So please write the next subtitle number 4. Paleontological evidences, and let us write more about it. Paleontological evidences. Fossils are collected. Fossils are collected from different levels of depth, underground. Full stop. Deepest layers have fossil. Deepest layers have fossil of invertebrates, followed by fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. I hope all are writing the notes. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Great, because I'm going to check them when you'll get back. This suggests that perhaps
This suggests that
this
Perhaps. Perhaps.
suggests that perhaps, this was the order ORDER, order मतलब जो sequence में वो आए हैं. This was the order in which animals appeared on earth. Full stop. The age of fossil is determined by carbon dating method. Full stop. I'll repeat. The age of fossil is determined by carbon dating method. This study is used
Stop, ma'am.
this pardon. The age of fossil is determined by carbon dating method. CARBON, carbon. Dating, DATING.
ma'am, we can't see the dating. Carbon.
Can't see, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, carbon dating method. This study is used in paleontology. In paleontology, GY कर देना है. So that is quite simple, I guess. You must have seen it, learned it in the previous years as well about the fossils and all. लेकिन अभी हम इसमें एक और चीज लर्न करेंगे कि what is this carbon dating method है ना. अभी आपको जो समझाया है. Who wants me to repeat the answer? Aisha. Okay, I'll just repeat. Where you want me to stop, you tell me then. Then I'll go slower there. Fossils are collected from different levels of depth underground. Deepest layers have fossil of invertebrates, followed by fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. This suggests that perhaps this was the order in which animals appeared on Earth. यहाँ तक ठीक है आयशा? माहिन? I'll continue. The age of fossil is determined by carbon dating method. The age of fossil is determined by carbon dating method. This study is used in paleontology. This study is used in paleontology. Now we go to the next question. What is carbon dating method? What is carbon dating method? And the answer is carbon consumption. Consumption की spelling पता है ना? CONSUMPTION of animals and plants stop after death. Carbon consumption of animals and plants stop after death. DEATH, death. And since then, only the decaying process of C 14 occurs continuously. The decaying process of C14 C14 occurs continuously. In case of dead bodies of plants and animals, in case of dead bodies of plants and animals, instead of remaining constant, instead of remaining constant, the rates between, the ratio between C14 and C12. C14 and C12 is non-radioactive. Is non-radioactive. The time passed since death of plant or animal can be calculated by measuring the radioactivity of C14 and ratio of C14 to C12. C14 and C12 or C14 to C12 present in the body. I'll repeat. The time passed since death of plant or animal can be calculated by measuring the radioactivity of C14 and ratio of C14 to C12 present in the body. Full stop. This is carbon dating. Okay, children, are you clear with this now? What are fossils,
Yes,
what is paleontological evidence, and what is carbon dating method, and how it is done. कि जबकि जो भी dead body रहेगा after the death of that organism, be it a plant or an animal or any other organism, it will stop consuming the carbon. So that is known as the carbon dating method. कि उसका वो ratio क्या है, because that will help you to find out कि वो कितना पुराना fossil है. ठीक है? Now we will do the next evidence, that is connecting links. Fifth one, connecting links. Organisms Now, what do you mean by the connecting links? There are certain organisms which are an intermediate between two different groups. They are known as the connecting links. उनमें थोड़ा A group का quality होता है, थोड़ा B group का quality होता है, and they are the connecting link between A and B. Okay, so which are those? How are those? ये हम देखते. For example, what is an example of that? Yeah, duck-billed platypus आपके book में भी दिया होगा. है ना, duck-billed platypus है, peripatus है, हाँ, yeah, peripatus is what? It is a connecting link
Lungfish.
between Annelida and Arthropoda, and yeah, there is duck-billed platypus also, which lays eggs like reptiles, and it also has a relationship with mammals too, due to the presence of the mammary glands and hair. Then there is lungfish, which
Lungfish.
performs, yeah, correct, respiration with lungs, irrespective of being a fish. Fish normally lungs से करते हैं क्या respiration? नहीं. But
नहीं.
lungfish
No.
does it. So these are the
Very-
examples that indicate that mammals are evolved from reptiles and amphibians from fishes. Okay, ये दो हमारे को इससे evidences मिलते हैं कि इनके prior कौन सा इनका ancestor थे. Okay, so now we'll have the answer to this question, connecting links. Organisms referred to as connecting links are those
Excuse me, miss. Can you repeat the sentence?
yes. Organisms referred to as connecting links organisms referred to as connecting links are those which structurally intermediate between two different groups. It can be found among organisms. It can be found among organisms that are still living. ऐसा नहीं है कि ये हमें पुराने फॉसिल्स को कुछ ढूंढना पड़ेगा. It is of the animals which are still living. Example number 1, Peripatus has segmented body. Comma, thin cuticle.
Peripatus has
Peripatus पता है ना? Spelling पता है? PERIPAT.
yeah.
तीन
Peripatus
examples
has
Okay, I'll just repeat. और दूसरा क्या होने वाला है एग्जाम्पल हमारा? Yeah, what are the three examples?
duck-bill platypus. Platypus.
You are very attentive.
And
huh?
lungfish.
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 Okay, who's this?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So for Peripatus, I'll repeat. Peripatus has सेगमेंटेड बॉडी, सेगमेंटेड, ये पूछ रहे थे ना?
Yeah. Segmented body.
Segmented, comma, thin cuticle, TI है, thin cuticle and parapodia like organs.
Ma'am, can you repeat because I was disconnected?
Okay. Peripatus has segmented body, comma, thin cuticle and parapodia like organs. ठीक है? As in,
Okay.
as in annelida. Annelida में जैसे होता है ना वैसे ही.
Okay.
At the same time, it has. At the same time, it has at the same time it has tracheal, trachea है ना? It has trachea,
Yeah.
tracheal respiration, TRACHEAL, tracheal respiration and open circulatory system like arthropoda, like arthropoda.
Can you repeat from and?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
can. Annelida तक लिखा था ना?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
हाँ. At the same time, it has tracheal, TRACHEAL, tracheal respiration, RESPIRATION, and open circulatory system, as in arthropoda, ARTHROPODA, arthropoda. That is the first example is over here. Second example is duck-billed platypus. Lays eggs. Duck-billed platypus lays eggs. LAYS, lays eggs. EGGS, eggs. Like reptiles. REPTILES. And has hairs, HAIRS, and mammary glands, MAMMARY, mammary glands like mammals, MAMMALS, like mammals. ठीक है?
Ma'am, can you
Yes,
repeat this
Third
again?
point बोल रही हूँ मैं.
Second.
Then we will take a short break and we'll connect again. Third point is lungfish. Breathes air through its lungs. Breathes air through its lungs.